audible? Good evening to all of you. Good evening, KP Jha. Good evening, Amish. Am I audible and visible? How are you? I'm fine. Please let me know whether my voice is audible or not. आपको पहुंच रही है मेरी आवाज? Good evening, KP Jha. Good evening, Amish. Okay, so let's start. Good evening, Gunika. Good evening, Devyani, KP Jha, Amisha Sharma, Sahla. Good evening to all of you. Okay, audible. Fine, fine. So today in this video, first of all, welcome you all at Gradeup. And in this video, we will be learning about the Global Gender Gap Report 2021, actually, which got released very recently. So welcome you all at Gradeup. This is me, Salik. So let's start the session. Good evening, Juhu, Diksha, Kasina, Mahika. So actually, this report got published very recently, I think 10 to 15 days back only. And that is why it was in news for various reasons. So let's start a Global Gender Gap Report 2021. Yashraj, Jai Hind, sir. Priyanka, yes, sir. Okay. So, but before moving on, let's see. This one is the Global Gender Gap Report 2021, published by World Economic Forum. So this is the cover page of that report. And in fact, you can see in the thumbnail also, this cover page was given. Okay. And you can see this is Insight Report March 2021. So it is a very recent report. Now, first of all, we should be knowing of what exactly is a Global Gender Gap Report. Okay, so the Global Gender Gap Report was first published in 2006 by World Economic Forum, as we have seen already. And what is its purpose? It is an index designed to measure gender equality. Okay, so this index measures gender equality, how much gender equality or inequality is there in any country. So the index is designed to measure gender-based gaps in access to resources and opportunities in countries rather than the actual levels of the available resources and opportunities in those countries. It means this global gender gap report explains, you can say, how especially the female get all those resources and opportunities in any country as compared to their male peers. Okay, okay, as compared to their male counterparts, whether female are getting equal opportunities in these, for example, resources or not. Okay, no, you are not late, Anjali. We have just started. Hi, good morning, Anjali, Sejal. Okay. So before moving on, let's see the parameters, or you can say the dimensions on which these global gender gap report or global gender gap index is benchmarked. So these are four parameters. The first one is called as economic participation and opportunity. It means whether the girl child or the female have the opportunity to participate in economic participation, means jobs, basically high paid jobs, or you can say skilled jobs, whether they are being given chance or not, or how much they are participating in labor force. Okay, the second is educational attainment. It means how many female or girl candidates are getting qualified in graduate, masters, and all that. Then the third one is health and survival. Okay, good evening to Prerna. Okay, so D, and the last one is political empowerment. Okay, so political empowerment means uh, how many I would say female are there, let's say, in parliament of any country, in parliament. Okay, or how many ministers are there? How many ministers are there? Or you can say how many head of the state are there? Head of state. Let's say, for example, president, prime minister, chief minister, governor. I mean, these powerful posts. How many females are occupying these powerful post, and that is why political empowerment also is very important. Okay, so these are the four parameters based on which this global gender gap index is measured. Okay, now we'll not be going in detail, but I'll give you some basic idea about it. So the global gender gap index measures scores on a 0 to 100 scale, and scores can be interpreted as the distance to parity. That is the percentage of gender gap that has. Okay, is it clear now? I think not clear. Okay, yes. So the global gender gap index measures a score on a 0 to 100 scale. Okay, what do we mean by that? Is let's say, for example, there's a score from 0 to 100, and if a country has got a rank, got a score of 90, it means it needs 10 more to achieve the complete gender parity. Okay, so it means, let's say, for example, 0 means complete inequality, complete inequality as far as gender is concerned. So we are talking about gender based inequality, and here it means complete equality. Okay, okay. So when you will read report, if you get the chance, sometimes they measure in terms of 0 to 1. Okay, so for example, if they have given zero point 0.9 to some country, it means 90%. So if you find 0 to 1, it means out of 100, out of, you can say, multiply by, you can say, 100. Okay, it is clear. Now, so this is what is talking about, that the percentage of gender gap that has been closed. Okay. Now, this is this year 2021 Global Gender Gap Index 2021. Okay. Now, there are various, there are a lot of things that is mentioned in this Global Gender Gap report, but we'll not be going in detail. We'll know the basics of the Global Gender Gap Index 2021 that has been released. The first thing is which country has got the first rank. That is very important, and that is Iceland. Okay, and if you see the score is 0.892. So in percentage term, it is 89.2%. So even the country with the top rank does not have 100% gender equality. Okay, so it is still 10, or you can say 11 percentage away from the gender parity. First thing. Second thing is, this is the rank of 2020. Why? Because this is Global Gender Gap Index 2021, but it is measuring the previous year's rank, because 2021 is yet to be completed. Okay, so the report always talk about 1 year back. I think it is clear. Okay. Now, we can see some of the nations also for a little bit of idea. Like you can see here, here is Namibia, here is Rwanda. Okay, these are African nations, and African nations are generally considered as poor performers. But you can see here, Namibia and Rwanda, even belonging to a poor country, or even they are a poor country, not very rich, but still they are in top 10. So it's a very good sign for them. Okay. You can see here also, I have already said that in percentage term, it is 89.2%. Okay. And Finland is the second one with 86.1. So you need to remember only rank one, India's rank. You can remember sometimes they ask last rank also, sometimes in some exam they ask. And which report, I mean, which organization publishes the report. These four things are mostly important. Okay. Rank one, India's rank, last rank, and which organization publishes the report. Fine. Now, we'll not be going in detail, but I should give you some idea of where exactly is Iceland. So here is our India. And if we go here, northwest, you can find this country is Iceland. Okay. So anybody in the comment section, please tell me what is the capital city of Iceland. Uh, you can see here, here is Atlantic Ocean, and here is Europe. This one we have already said. We have already discussed various times. So this country is called as Iceland. Okay. Please tell me the capital city of Iceland. Anybody? No one knows. Reykjavik. Yes, Sejal, you are right. Reykjavik is the right answer. Absolutely correct. Okay, so you can see here this Reykjavik is the capital city and largest city of Iceland. Okay, Priyanka is putting question mark. So I have discussed this. Okay, now when I'm talking about the rank one, and that is the Iceland, there is one more important news that it is the world's best country for gender equality, topping World Economic Forum's index for the 12th year in a row. इसका मतलब है कि 12वीं बार लगातार continuously it is getting rank one as far as global gender gap is concerned. Okay, so it is a very good sign for them. Now, let's talk about India. So India's rank is here, and it is 140. 140 is India's rank, and the score is 62.625. So in percentage term, it becomes 62.5%. So 100% is best equality, right? So we are 37.5% away from reaching gender equality. It means we are still very far. Okay, is it clear? Now, when you are talking about the ranks, so हम लोग नीचे से टॉप जो किया उसको भी देखते हैं. So the last topper is rank 156, and that is Afghanistan. Okay. Now I think it is fine. Is it fine now? Yes, Prerna. Yes. Okay. So somebody said that last year India's rank was 112. Yes, he was right. This is an article from The Hindu, and it got published on 31st March 2021. It means it is a very recent report, as I've seen. World Economic Forum's Gender Gap Index. India slips 28 places, ranks 140 among 156 countries. It means in previous year, that is in the Global Gender Gap Report 2020, India's rank was 140 minus 28, and that is 112. Okay, so India's rank was 112, and now it has become unfortunately 140. Somebody is asking Afghanistan ka score. So the score of Afghanistan is somewhere here. Is it buffering? I think now I'm clear. Is it okay now? Anybody? Still buffering? Okay, now it's fine. Buffering and repeating. Your voice is breaking. Okay, Sejal is saying fine. Okay, we hope that there should not be any future buffering. So the last rank, somebody asked me, the last rank is 156 Afghanistan, and the score is 0.44. It means 44.4% is the score. It means less than half only. Okay. Okay. Now, uh, you can see here the same article. India had ranked 112th among 153 countries in the Global Gender Gap Index 2020. So we have already discussed that previously India's rank was 112. And this report also says that India is third worst performer as far as South Asia is concerned. Is it buffering again? ठीक है भाई. ओके नाउ अब सही ओके। तो समटाइम्स कभी कभी इंटरनेट को काम करने का मन नहीं करता है। ओके सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। So the last year we had rank of in 2020 we had a rank of 112. 2020 report global gender gap report, and in global gender gap report 2021 it is 140. Again buffering. Sorry. Again buffering. Okay, wait, let me contact video team. No, fine. Priyanka is saying no, it's fine. Is it so? Is it fine now? No, sir, it's fine. Okay. So as we see, as we saw that in the last year, we had rank of 112. Okay. And in this year we had rank of 140. First thing. Second thing is that India has got the rank third worst performer in the Southeast Asia. South Asia. Okay. So you can see if we see the South Asia, so India's rank is you can say नीचे से third. Okay. Third from the last. And you can see here also. Pakistan and Afghanistan are worse than India's performance. Okay. Now let's talk where is exactly South Asia. So this region, I hope you are aware that this region is called as Asia, Asia continent. And let me zoom further. So if this is Asia, this region is called as West Asia. Okay. And this region is called as South Asia. Okay, this region, I hope it's clear. It includes Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and there is one more country called as Maldives. So these countries include South Asia. So among South Asia, India's rank is third from the bottom, as we have seen here. Okay. Now we have seen here also. You can see here this is South Asia, and it includes Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Maldives, and Sri Lanka. So as far as South Asia is concerned, we'll be coming up with a lecture on SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, and that will be very important for you. Okay. Now let's move further. The 15th edition of the Global Gender Gap Report 2021 comes out a little over 1 year after COVID-19 was officially declared a pandemic. Okay, it means this Global Gender Gap Report 2021 must be affected by COVID-19. Preliminary evidence suggests that the health emergency and the related economic downturn have impacted women more severely than men. Okay, it's clear that the COVID-19 has affected women more than men. I'll show you how. I'll give you some facts. Okay, so the report says to have an idea only that it will take 135.6 years to close the gender gap. So the way we are progressing, it will take 135 years to equate men and women finally. Okay. Now, this is, you can say, the global gender gap, and the total world's performance is 68%, the total performance of the world. It is not a very good performance. Okay. And the rest four, you can say educational attainment is 95% is good. Health and survival is also good. Economic participation is okay, it's fine, 58%. Political empowerment is very less, 22%. Political empowerment means MPs, women MPs, women MLAs, president, prime minister, head of the state. Okay, so these are very less as far as women is concerned. That is why political participation is very poor. Okay. Now, you can see here also the area under gender gap remains the widest in political empowerment. Okay. Please do like this session. Please do comment, share, and subscribe. So whenever you put a like button, we feel, can say motivated to make a good quality video. Okay. We are having CLAT 2021 course, so please do join. If you are interested in joining Jamia Aligarh ALU also, please do join this course. Okay. Now, if you are preparing for CLAT 2022, still we have the batch 3. So if you are, let's say, in class 11th or 12th, you can join this batch. Now, let's talk about the contents. We'll not be going in detail, but yes, whenever we talk about any global report this year, it will have an impact of COVID-19. And that is why in this content also, COVID-19 and the impact on economic gender gap has been discussed. And in fact, the second chapter has been completely dedicated to COVID-19 economic gender gap. Okay. Now, the same report says, I'll be discussing little bit that the evidence shows that both men and women were severely affected, but women experienced a larger impact. ठीक है, औरत को ज्यादा impact पड़ा COVID-19 से, because women are frequently employed in sectors directly disrupted by lockdown. यानी महिला उस जगह employed होती है जहां ज्यादा effect होता है. Okay, and they consequently experienced both higher unemployment rates. It means, for example, there are things in which you cannot have work from home. Like, for example, women are mostly employed in rice transplantation, for example. Mostly involved in, I'm just giving an example, rice transplantation in farming. And it's a very tough job actually. So those who are from villages would be knowing. Okay. Okay. So there cannot be work from home of this. There cannot be work from home of farming. Or there are various jobs there in which there cannot be any work from home. Okay. Now, uh, similarly, this is what the report says, that women's labor force participation dropped further than that of men at the start of the pandemic. Okay, so when women lost more jobs than men, of course, the labor force participation will decrease, and hence women's re-employment has been slower. It means even when the woman would get a new job, the chances of it are there that men would get more easier as compared to women. Okay. I request you all to please do not talk within yourself, because we have already lost some minute. Okay, please do remember this is a very important you can say topic, and this article from United Nations Women. It is a very specialized agency for women, and it has given a concept called as a shadow pandemic. The shadow pandemic, violence against women during COVID-19. So why it is called as shadow pandemic? Because it is a result of another pandemic called as COVID-19 pandemic. So one pandemic has led to another pandemic, and that is called as shadow pandemic. And this shadow pandemic is violence against women. Okay, violence against women. So you can read more about it. Just I have discussed it. In the similar fashion, you can see last year there was a news also that China had witnessed a strike, a rise in divorce rates. Okay, and in fact, whenever a divorce happens, the chances are there that women will suffer more than male, and because of the lockdown and all that. So that is why these things were in news. Now let's talk about India a little bit. India has widened its gender gap from 66.8% to 62.5%. It means India's performance has reduced. It was earlier 66.8%, and it has reduced to 62.5% this year. Okay, there are various reasons, for example, COVID-19 and all that. Okay, now, now we are moving towards a comprehension based question. Okay, on the basis of CLAT, new CLAT pattern. And if anybody want to ask any question, he can ask. So the article I have taken is from Live Mint, and the article says address the silent crisis of India's gender deficit. Okay, and it is a very recent article of 5 April 2021. Okay, gender deficit means you can say non-parity in gender terms or gender inequality actually. Okay, Priyanka is asking global gender gap report is published by World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum. I have discussed this. Global gender gap report is published by World Economic Forum. Okay, now Sejal is saying yes, sir. Gender discrimination pervades India's socio-economic pyramid. At its upper reaches, we encounter anecdotes of single women entrepreneurs finding it difficult to get bank loans. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि we find stories where a single woman entrepreneur means a businessman, you can say, or a lady who has started her own startup, finding it difficult to get a bank loans. So even if a woman is an entrepreneur, it becomes difficult for her to get, you can say, bank loans as compared to the woman male. Okay, at the other extreme, in the poverty-ridden red corridor. Okay, what is poverty-ridden red corridor? Can anybody explain this? At the other extreme, in the poverty-ridden red corridor that runs along a belt from Jharkhand to Andhra Pradesh, injustices of the most exploitative kind, violative kind, are observed to have driven women to join moist insurgency areas. Okay, so what exactly it means is, if you see this region in India, so the region that is, let's say, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Jharkhand, okay, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh also, and in fact some part of Maharashtra also, eastern part of Maharashtra also, they are affected by something called as a red corridor. It means whenever we talk about the term red, it means Naxalism, Maoism or Naxalism. Okay, so that is what it is saying, that the poverty-ridden red corridor means the area affected by the Naxal area, that is from Jharkhand to Andhra Pradesh. Injustices of the most violative kind is there. Extreme injustice is there, and this article is saying that this is driving women to moist insurgency. Okay, whether it is right or wrong, I don't know, but this article is saying so. Now, these phenomena are not reset, but instead of improving, by and large, life for women is worsening in the country. So it is saying that more or less life of women is worsening in this country, especially due to COVID-19 pandemic also. So then it says the X Global Gender Gap Report 2021. So whenever there is an apostrophe S, it means it is asking whose report is this. Okay, so you have to answer this question. In fact, I have answered it many times. Released last week, lays bare our silent crisis of gender inequality aggravated by the COVID pandemic in ways that we are yet to fully understand. Because India's rank has got down, and in fact, the India's score has also got down. We already know this. So that is why this article is saying that we have a silent crisis of gender inequality. Okay, and it has been aggravated. Aggravated means increased. Increase the problem. Increase the problem is called as aggravated, or increase the crisis. So you can say because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the problem of gender inequality has been increased. Okay. India has slipped 28 places to 140th position among 156 nations on the Global Gender Gap Index. Okay. Now, to be sure, the WEF report has bad news for the entire world. Okay. It is saying that for the entire world because of the COVID-19 only. There can be other reasons, but main reason why gender inequality has increased is because of this COVID-19. The average gap has widened globally over the course of the pandemic. It is now 32% short of the index ideal score. We have seen that the total score of the world is 68%. I've already said the total score of the world is 68%. So we are away 32% to achieve gender equality. Okay. Now, let's ask the first question. Which of the following organization releases the Global Gender Gap Report? It has been replaced with X in the passage. Okay. You can see this. Here is the X. The X Global Gender Gap Report 2021 released last week. So you have to tell the answer. The options are World Economic Fund, World Energy Forum, World Economic Forum, and World Women Forum. Please do not write WEF because there are three WEF. Sadika and Prerna is saying C. Anybody else? Anjali, Ekta, Prerna, Priyanka. आपने बताया था अभी हाँ somebody asked that's why it would Astha Mahika Gandhi. Yes, the right answer is World Economic Forum. I have deliberately given very near options, and there are chances that in exam people get confused. Okay, in exam also they do sometimes give some confusing options. Okay, now the second question is when was the first global gender gap report published? Your options are 2003, 2005, 2004, and 2006. Yashraj is saying D. Prerna is saying D. Priyanka, Sejal, Yashraj, Chandni. Mahika is saying also D. Anjali is D. So there is a unanimous consensus in this, right? Sadika is saying D. Anybody else? Okay. Anjali is saying D. 2006. Yes. 2006 is the right answer. In fact, I guess I have discussed it. In fact, it is written in this report also that this was first introduced by World Economic Forum in 2006. And this one, that is the 2021, is the 15th edition. Please remember, sometimes the questioner may ask this, okay, which edition. So you can calculate also. It's not very difficult. 2006 plus 15 is 2021. Okay, you can calculate like this. Yes. Okay, so I have shown you that Global Gender Gap Report was first published in 2006 by World Economic Forum. I have discussed this. Okay, now let's move to the question number 3. What is the score of India in the recent Global Gender Gap Report 2021? You have to tell rank out of 100. The options are A 62.5, B 66.8, C 61.5, and D 67.8. Sadika, Mahika, Priyanka, Palak, Yashraj, everybody is saying A, unanimously saying A. Priyanka, Chandni, Ekta, Kirti, Anjali, Sejal. Yes, you all are right actually. So the answer is 62.5. This is India's score. Okay, and it is very crystal clear. I have discussed it. Rank 140 is India's score, and here is 0.625, or in percentage term, it is 62.5. Okay, now let's move on to the fourth question. And the fourth question says, which of the following is not the parameter of Global Gender Gap Report 2021? Okay, please be cautious whenever you attempt any mock test or you go in exam. Please be cautious that there's to read the not. I have deliberately made it a red color, but in exam they will not change the color. So there are chances that people get forget to read or could not read the not, and the answer becomes wrong. Okay, so the options are economic participation and opportunity, educational attainment, health and survival, and public political maturity. Please answer this question. Anjali is saying A, Priyanka, Mahika is saying B, Mahika, Ekta, Prerna, Chandani is saying B, B, B. Palak, Sejal, Priyanka is saying B. Tehreen, Mahika is also saying B. Astha, Yashraj, Sadika is saying D. Rinka is saying educational attainment. Okay, those who are Anjali is saying C. Okay, those who are saying D, please tell me what should be the option then instead of political maturity. Ekta is saying D. Political participation is there. Yes, Raj. Okay, so D is the right answer. Okay, and you are very much near to that actually. Uh, the answer is political empowerment. Okay, so the very idea of political empowerment is political participation only. So Yashraj was very, you can say, near to that. Okay, so why I have just changed one word. These things do happen sometimes. That they do slight change, and that is why I have asked this question. Okay, so I hope that you would have liked the session. There were some disturbances on session because of internet issues. So if you have any problem, you can ask a query on this WhatsApp number. And we have courses. So for any query, you can ask these two numbers. You can take a screenshot. And I hope that you would have liked the video. And thanks for watching. Please keep watching. And please do like and subscribe the channel. Okay, so that whenever we put any new video, you'll get notification and press the bell icon. Thank you. Thank you, Ekta, Mahika, and all that. Thank you, Sabika, Sahreen.